The Doorbell Rang by Pat Hutchins. I've made some cookies for tea, said Ma. Good, said Victoria and Sam. We're starving. Share them between yourselves, said Ma. I've made plenty. That's 6 each, said Sam and Victoria. They look as good as Grandma's, said Victoria. They smell as good as Grandma's, said Sam. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma as the doorbell rang. What do we think is going to happen now that the doorbell's gone? Let's see. It was Tom and Hannah from next door. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. That's 3 each, said Sam and Victoria. They smell as good as Grandma's, said Tom. They look as good, said Hannah. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma as the doorbell rang. It was Peter and his little brother. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. What do we think? Do you think the children are going to have more cookies now or less cookies than what they had before if they have to share them with some more people? That's 2 each, said Victoria and Sam. They look as good as Grandma's, said Peter, and smell as good. Nobody makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma as the doorbell rang. Who's it going to be? It was Joy and Simon with their cousins. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. That's 1 each, said Sam and Victoria. They smell as good as Grandma's, said Joy. And look as good, said Simon. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. And rang. I wonder why they're worried now. Oh dear, said Ma, as the children stared at the cookies on their plate. Perhaps you'd better eat them before we open the door. We'll wait, said Sam. Why do you think Ma has told the children to eat the cookies before they open the door? What's happened each time someone has come in the door? Have they got more cookies or have they got less cookies? It was Grandma with an enormous tray of cookies. Phew! And look, I think the cat's trying to go and eat some of the cookies. How nice to have so many friends to share them with, said Grandma. It's a good thing I made a lot. And no one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma as the doorbell rang. Pippity and Penguin have some biscuits and they want to share them between themselves. There's 12 biscuits. How many biscuits would they get each? And how do you know? There's still only 12 biscuits, but now there's 4 people to share the biscuits between. How many biscuits would they have each? How do you know? I found some more biscuits so they can share them out between themselves a bit better. Can you work out in your books for me, and we'll talk through this later on, if there were 16 biscuits, how many would each person have? So how many would Penguin have? How many would the Quiet Turtle have? How many would Crispin Crab have? And how many would Pippity have? If they were sharing these equally, so they've got 16 biscuits and share them equally, so that means the same. Remember when we were talking about the equal sign, it means the same. They all have the same amount of biscuits. How have you worked that out? How do you know? And how could you show that to me? Have a think about that, work it out in your maths book, and we'll talk about it later this afternoon in our Zoom meeting.